Here we go. Inside the arena, they were there. Bill Reiter and Avery Johnson. Avery won a title as a player, 99 with the Spurs, and was an NBA Coach of the Year as well. All right, I'll start with Bill. What's your headline or what's your number one takeaway from Game 1 of the NBA Finals?
I've got two. It's hard to tell with the mask on, but I'm smiling because it was fantastic to be back in the arena, this kind of a game, and the energy of these fans. And you could just tell this Suns team fed off it. EK, you referenced it. You had 3 stars playing at the highest levels for the Phoenix Suns. And I know it's a long series, not writing off Milwaukee. It's obviously encouraging Giannis played. But if you're the Suns, I think you feel pretty good about the fact that Giannis came out, was high energy, was impressive. I think exceeded expectations, nearly a 2020 game. And you're Phoenix, and you still won handily.
All right, what about you, Coach? What's your main takeaway from Game 1?
CP3 is on a mission. I picked Devin Booker to be the MVP of this series with CP3 as a close second, but, he looks rested and ready and focused. He's a maestro on the floor, coach on the floor. After missing those first 2 games in the Western Conference Finals against the Clippers with the health protocols, I think that actually benefited him. And especially since they went 2-0, campaign was exceptional in those games. He was really good again tonight. So I just think CP3, the middle pick and roll, Milwaukee better go back to the scrap board and try to figure something out, because their middle pick and roll defense tonight with CP3 going against the likes of Brook Lopez and Bobby Porters, I don't think that's a recipe for success. So Chris Paul was extraordinary tonight.
Coach, let me follow up with you, because you just gave sort of the adjustment that Milwaukee needs to make. It's one thing to know what the adjustment is. It's another thing to do it. I mean, I know if I eat on the TB12 diet, I'll lose weight and I'll look and feel better. It's another thing to eat kale with a side of kale all day long. Can they carry out the adjustment you want them to make?
Yeah, and I just think they got to give Chris Paul different looks, especially in the middle pick and roll. And you cannot allow Chris Paul and Devin Booker to have an incredible night on the same night. One of those guys you got to limit, and especially with a guy like Jay Crowder, who was struggling all night to find the basket, you may have to try to switch it up, play some zone, double team Chris Paul, get the ball out of his hands, make him find a guy like Jay Crowder, and force him to score. But if you're going to sit back and let Chris Paul just have target practice against your centers in the middle pick and roll, that's not going to work.
All right, Bill, who needs to step up and help out Giannis? And I'm going to get to Giannis next. But who needs to play better? Who are you going to tap on the shoulder and say, look, big fella's given us everything, gave us 35 minutes, 2017. I need more of you.
Yeah, let me just tack onto what Coach said. For me, it's Drew Holiday, and not offensively. And I think he's up to the challenge. But you've just got defensively to make Chris Paul feel. You say what you want about Patrick Beverley and his antics, and certainly the way he acted at the end of that series. But Chris Paul was aware Patrick Beverley was on that floor physically, psychologically. It didn't work in the end, but got under Chris Paul's skin a little bit, set him off with the rhythm a little bit. And you've just got to have a defender for this Bucks team say, I'm going to take on Chris Paul, I'm going to stop him. And not just the number CP3 put up, but DeAndre Ayton on that middle pick and roll is going to feast again and again and again. We've seen this all season long. When DeAndre gets easy baskets from CP3 in those kind of moments, he gets more confident, the team gets more confident. Now you have 3 stars. You got DeAndre, CP3, and Booker. Drew Holiday, I think defensively, and it's not a criticism to what he did tonight. He's just got to say, you know what? It's going to be me. I'm taking on Chris Paul. I can't stop him, but I'm going to slow him down and make him feel uncomfortable.
Coach, you and I talked before the game about Giannis, and we said, I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know how much you can give him if he does play. Well, here's what he answered with: 35 minutes, 20 points, 17 rebounds. And you saw sort of the symbol of his athleticism being there for him, despite a hyperextended knee, chasing down and getting a big block towards the end of the first half. When you saw Giannis, what did you see with him? How much better was he than you expected him to be, if he was better than you expected him to be?
He was better than what I expected, and I just think, again, it was a little bit of a cat and mouse game in gamesmanship before the game. Milwaukee knew all along that Giannis was playing tonight. He probably had a couple of, good practices, even if it was 3-on-3 against some of the low-minute guys. They were pleased with the way he was moving. I still don't think, though, he's 100%. There were still some plays, inside that he normally makes. But again, if he's not going to make an outside shot, if he's going to struggle from the free throw line, you saw the Phoenix Suns had a really good strategy of fouling him inside when he got them in a bad position. So until he makes his free throws, makes an outside shot, he's going against Aiden inside. That's not a good recipe for success for the Milwaukee Bucks. But he was a lot better than a lot of fans expected. We'll see if he can continue to get better, especially in the next game when they're counting him down at the free throw line. It's pretty entertaining what that's going on.
Effective too.
Yeah.
Speaking of the next game, Bill, Milwaukee always loses game one, it seems like, in every series. They haven't covered a game one in forever, and they're, 1-6 in their last 7 game ones, so you kind of expect them to lose. Giannis is a little healthier and better than I think any of us thought. They do have some things that they can like. They actually outscored Phoenix when Giannis was on the floor. If you take away the free throw disparity, they scored more buckets. They looked better there. Can I make the case that I should be more encouraged that I can win the series if I'm a Milwaukee fan than I was when I had no idea what I was going to get from Giannis before we started this game?
100%, absolutely. And I'll just add to that the Bucks played a great end of that third quarter and gave themselves a chance to scare the Suns a little bit, and the Suns give them credit, pulled away. But we've learned this over the years in the NBA, and certainly in this postseason. You just never know. Anybody who makes bold predictions and absolute certainties after one game of an NBA playoff series, especially the finals, is in often for disappointment. I mean, you were there, I were there, we were all watching when the Cleveland Cavaliers were written off. The Golden State Warriors might have been the best team in the history of the NBA, and then LeBron and the Cavs made that 3-1 series comeback. I gave you 15 other examples. So absolutely, you're Milwaukee, you say it's game one. Giannis is going to be a little rusty. There's some things we can improve, but Giannis is out there. We think he's going to get better. We can game plan a little bit better against Chris Paul in that pick and roll. We're going to get home eventually. There's a chance for momentum. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We got a chance in this series.
Coach, what will you remember about game one of this series in Phoenix? A franchise that hadn't been there since '93 with Barkley, a franchise that has never won. I saw a bunch of Phoenix and Suns and 4, Suns and 4, Suns and 4. What are you going to remember about this night?
I'm going to remember the others, not named Devin Booker and Chris Paul. The DeAndre Aytons of the world. When you look at Cam Payne, Cam Johnson. When you look at Mikal Bridges, always timely three-point shots or a cut to the basket. Mikal Bridges and Schroeder's, their defense. When you look at their defense, especially, on the other guys like Holiday, Middleton hurt them from behind the three-point line. But I'm going to think about all the other guys, not named Chris Paul or Devin Booker, and the contributions that they made to the winning formula of this game tonight. Just very impressive. And guess what, EK? It was loud. It was loud in here tonight, man. You could feel the energy from the fans. Even 45 minutes prior to the games, the fans were going crazy.
And they had waited a long time to see this. It had been, again, since 1993, last time they were able to see their team in an NBA Finals. Gentlemen,
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.